What is going on, guys? We had an amazing session today live on stream. We finished the day up 600 in the TCP account. We're like 5 days in now. Tomorrow will be day 6. And we are well on our way to the profit target. And then in equities as well, I was able to tack on about $350 of real profit on the equity side. So we're continuing to kind of trade both equities and the evaluation account for futures kind of at the same time, juggling both. But in this video, I really want to show you guys one setup that when I saw, I was going to be done, because I was going to be done trading in the TCP. I'd made like 350 bucks on the first trade. So we'll jump right into it here. So you can see the double webcam. You got Austin on top, Austin on the bottom. At this point in the stream, I'd actually stepped away to go to the bathroom, and I was just trailing this runner. You can see, this is just a video of the live stream, by the way, and I put my stop well in the profit. I was long from 09, and you can see I'm up 34 points in this trade with my last MES contract. So just that first trade, we were just already just hammering the market to the long side. I got long down here. It just was really, really quite amazing structure, and this was just a beautiful, beautiful trade. We were bouncing off this 3,700 for like the, I don't know, zillionth time, kind of reverse head and shoulders as well. So a lot of good stuff here in terms of structure. And this one we did end up getting this out. I'll mute that for now, and then bam, we're just out right there at 45. Just such a nice entry, and then came back, and at this point, when I came back right here, you can see I'm up 350. There's a $250 green there. That's the simulated account, so not the actual evaluation that I was trading in the night before and made money on. And then $350 from that first trade on MES contracts. And then I did some equities trading kind of in the middle of the stream, but the setup I really want to show you guys came much later at like 11 o'clock. Typically I wouldn't take a trade really in the evaluation this late, especially I was already up 350 from that first trade. So I was like, I'm pretty much done trading in the TCP. I wasn't going to touch it. I wasn't going to do anything. But once I saw this setup, I was like, ooh, I have to take it. So let's take like a kind of playback look in and listen to kind of what I was saying. Hopefully I don't say anything bad. Let's take a listen of kind of what I was saying leading up to this trade, because it was very spontaneous. I didn't think I was going to trade it. I was looking at equities and I was like, ooh, I got to take this. And then we'll watch the trade a little bit and go through it, and then talk about what the setup is. Okay, hold on. I gotta turn the volume on for this. Let me go back a little bit.
I still think we move higher.
So G Money's telling me in my ear he thinks we're gonna move higher. At this point, I was looking at the chart, and right when I saw this, I was like, I totally disagree. Him and I disagree sometimes. It's good to have different people sometimes. Have your own opinion about, trading individually or trading with others or being in Discord, all that. You can have your own opinion about that. But personally, with the equities side of things, I find it quite helpful. But once I saw this chart, I was like, red flag.
It's just like whether you can time it.
I don't know. This is looking kind of dangerous here. So you can hear me say that this is looking dangerous. And you can see I'm hovering with my mouse over this crucial level right here, which is right where I ended up taking the short.
I think we move higher.
Once again, he says we move higher. I'm setting a sell stop. So getting ready to take this trade. Talking about how I'm putting a sell stop. I'm looking for the short under this break, because you can see this is a really crucial level. We've been basing up here for the last couple hours. This is an hour plus of just basing sideways. And so if this key level, which is bounced once, twice, pivot, kind of failing again, and if we snap these yellow dotted lines, I'm looking for that break. Up under this low, I am going to try the short here. So I say I am going to try the short. I'm in the trade right there. And then, come on, snap. Wham. There we go. It snaps instantly. I'm in the profit, and instantly my break even comes into effect. So that was the just break that we were looking for. So just really, really easy trade. Just throw your stop under that low. Really nice kind of moving average comes into effect right here. Comes up. We get that bounce, then comes up, and then just literally getting short under that crucial level. And only if that candle is going to come down and crack that, and then it's just an instant kind of floodgates open break. And we'll look at this from a couple different angles too. So let's see how this trade ended up working out. Boom, boom. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit.
Break.
I'm like, I wanted this so bad. That's why I'm like screaming at the chart here.
Give me this one.
Because I knew I was already up 350. So if I got this, it'd be big.
It's big. Break. Come on, this has got to be a big break.
At this point, I was a little confused because I thought that this was going to snap really hard, and I thought I was going to get the 5 points really instantly. But ultimately, it ended up taking a little bit longer than I expected. But again,
Why isn't it going?
I was like, why isn't this going?
This has got to break here. Come on, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Come on. Hit
Video
me
short.
here.
Let's go.
Dude. Oh, did I just nail that?
Wow.
Anyway, so I was pretty excited with that one because I knew that with the trade before, that was really awesome trade before, kind of a levels trade with the MES contracts, and then here with the full size ES, going back to that scalp strategy. So kind of pairing the levels trading with the scalp strategy. But here, this was just a super clean setup, and I'm really glad that that I got that one to go, and that ended up adding about 600. That brought me up to 600 in the TCP today. So that was a really quick 5 points, and I want to talk a little bit more about that kind of setup in general. So again, this is the spot right here. Let me switch to TCP so you can see my entry and exit. So just looking at the chart here, this is where I ended up taking that trade. So you can just see there's like super clear level with this pivot right here, this pivot right here, and again, this is from coming up here, this is 10 o'clock, and I ended up taking that trade like an hour and a half later. So we'd been really above this level for like an hour and a half, building, basing, and so I knew when that snapped that it was going to be a big move. And I've seen these setups before play out, and this, in my experience, is extremely high win rate. And again, I just wanted a quick scalp out of it, but I am a little surprised that we ended up pushing back into that chop range. A lot of times what you're going to see is that this is going to break and there's no going back. This is going to come all the way down, and a lot of times this gives you a really solid move to the downside that's pretty sustained. So I was a little surprised to see that it ended up coming back up before moving back down again. But anyway, really clear setup. And then I want to show you guys too some announcements that I had put out about this trade, just like an in-depth look at this on Bookmap. I was really using Bookmap to look at this trade as well, because this just shows the same structure but in a slightly different way. So 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, and you can see there's just all this price action above this purple line. And then this is the short break right here where you're getting in. You literally just have your order sitting there and it breaks, and you have 0 drawdown in this trade. It immediately goes in your favor, and it's pretty much going to be good for 5 points every single time. Again, in this scenario, you've got, since it came up above this level, this was like an hour and a half of basing, right? With multiple touches. You want to see at least 2 touches before, ideally 3 or 4 touches. And then when that starts to snap, you look for that shorter pivot, right? It wasn't able to make much progress here. Here it came up, bam, backtest, bounce, off to the races, bam, kind of comes down very quickly, moves back up. There's kind of like one sell there, one aggressive sell volume, bam, again, bounce, but just, again, much shorter pivot, kind of coming into this pivot line zone right here. You can just see all this, vaguely here, but then pulling back and then watching the price action as it comes into there. But all you have to do is set your stop below and have the confidence that once that snaps, there's a whole bunch of stops waiting to get hit and waiting to get run. And so this really was a stop run move where people have their stop sell orders below that pivot zone. And so once that cracks, it's just the floodgates open. People are ready to short that move. It's just this flurry of selling, and bam, you get that quick move. And I'm surprised we didn't go down further and that we didn't break down. Eventually we did. In fact, it was actually good again. So if you look at this, we recaptured and then touched again, bounced, and then same thing. Once that breaks, You short below that again, short below this line, and that time it was good, man. No going back on that move. So there's your sustained move right there. So this is a bit of a closer view of kind of that moment where it cracked. So this is a bit more zoomed in, and you can see a couple touches here in real time. This is, very quick, and then bam, touch, and then just snap. And again, you can feel safe putting your stop or your entry below that level, and just if it comes down and it bounces, you're not getting hit here, you're not getting hit, and then wham, all of a sudden you're in, and you have no heat on the trade, and just instantly, as you guys saw on that one, I had no heat on that trade. Just straight up on that trade, and it took me maybe 2 minutes to scalp 5 points from that move. So again, that's like a grade A plus setup. Like there's when I saw that, again, I didn't want to take it. I was like going to be done trading, but I knew I had to, because it was these setups. The one thing is they're so good that they're not very common. Again, you have to wait for like an hour and a half of basing. It doesn't really happen every day, but I do see this setup every now and again, and when you see it, it is pretty much always going to be good. Nothing works 100% of the time, so keep that in mind, but this is just extremely high success rate, and a setup that I really, really enjoy taking. So here's that chart once again marked out a little bit, and it's real simple. You just throw your stop, your entry just one tick below that line, and you're in, and you're just instantly getting that break. And a lot of times it'll just break hard. I wouldn't have been surprised if I got that 5 points within the first 20 seconds of the break. That's how severe sometimes these breaks can be. And then we're out for 5 points, and it ended up coming back in, but we're not greedy, we're just looking for 5 points, and it ended up working out. So all right, so I wanted to share that setup with you guys. We had a really great day in the TCP. I'll be live next Monday. And if you guys want to start futures trading and are curious about valuation accounts and all that stuff, there's info and a link in the description to the trader career path and earn to trade, which you can get funded through there. So I hope you guys appreciated this video. Really clean trading today, and really nice stuff on the equity side as well. That if you're interested in that, you can go watch that whole live stream is posted and on, so you can watch the trade I took before with the MES contracts, all that you can go back and watch. It's all in the live stream posted. And other than that, guys, join the Discord, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I love all you guys. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.